Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday morning, and I'm just going to dive into this topic. Your attitude determines your altitude. And, it sounds like a cliche. Yeah, but it's like, I like cliches. I enjoy having a cliche. But as growing up, it's like, okay, I've heard that. Leave me alone. I don't want to hear that anymore, but it is yet so true. The reason why your attitude determines your altitude because it's about your energy, it's about your vibration, what you're putting out there into the atmosphere. So, I always like to give you all examples and stuff like that. There have been, how can I say this? In my personal life, I've been challenged with some things and not really wanting to dive into it and do it. I just rather it like wither on its own. But sometimes in life, you really have to take control. And sometimes you don't have control over other things. Like we can't control the weather. I wish I could, but I can't. But instead, I just gotta adjust and adapt to the weather. You know. So my thing is that it was just certain things that I didn't want to do or whatever, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna change my attitude around it, and I'm just going to look at the positive and see what is it in this lesson that I learned, what that I need to learn, so I can get out of it and not having to repeat it again. So just like I had did like a 90-day challenge, mental challenge in my mind. Well, I did say mental, and I started to. Um, it starts with the mind. That's just with anything, and then I started to take action into the material world. And when I started to do that, and when I started adjusting and having this positive attitude, really looking at things in a different way, not for it to harm me, but for it to help me. When I started to do that, it was like people was wanting to give me money, people was giving me free things. And it was just like I was getting help from strangers. It was just like kind of like really cool because it was like the universe was seeing, God was seeing that I was making a change, and in the process of that, he was placing people in my life to show me like, hey, I see you, keep it up, whatever. And I've had people to come to me, and you never know who's watching you. You never know who's paying attention to what exactly you're doing. And I've had, hire up people for my job. I've had people in my life like really like reach out to me and was like, you know what, I see a difference. What is it that you're doing? Because you just it's something different about you. And I just really was like, you know what? I was in a bad place. I wasn't feeling this, but I decided to use it as and take it as my advantage and turn it for the positive. And I've grown so much from that. And I just say, it's your attitude will determine. It will deter. I say determine. Oh Lord, it's so early, but it will determine your altitude. How far can you go? How high can you go? You know, that's just like an eagle. An eagle is like, I believe, the bird who can fly the highest. you know? And it's like, do you want to be an eagle or do you just want to be a regular bird? It's just all depends on your attitude. See, that's the beauty of it all. That's why I love being a human being because we can change. We can change within our mind exactly like what do we want to be? Who we want to become. It doesn't matter what your social status were or how you were born into the world. You get no matter how you get here, you have the ability within your mindset, in your attitude, your belief, your faith, all of these things that can change who you are. You know, it all starts within the power within you. And you know what? When I say this, and I'm gonna give you an example, I have a I don't know if y'all have ever went to it that I say how I won the lottery. And I put it up like last year and everything else or whatever. And that's my story. So I had somebody just recently come on there and was like talking about that stuff isn't true. You know what? My old attitude would have wrote a whole paragraph to him, wanting to explain to him how law of attraction works and all this other stuff. And I probably would have went off on him, like, how dare you say it don't work and this and that or whatever, or like the lottery isn't true. But something within me, and maybe that's just a piece of maturity of me now, not to say that I won't pop off, because I'm still human, but some things is not even some things is not even worth getting ready for battle for. I used to stay ready for battle. Like my grandma said, you stay ready. You always on the attack mode, and it's like, yeah, you got to, because you gotta watch. It's just like that's how my attitude really, really was. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I didn't even get into all that. You know what I told him? I say, he who can, he who can't, he who say he can, he who say he can't. They're both right, and that's how I left it. At. You know what? He didn't respond back. It's like I don't have time for that, homeboy. Because if you believe it don't work, then it doesn't work. If another person believes that it works, it works. So it's like I didn't have time to battle with him, but I just wanted to put that little quote out. But yeah, your attitude determines your attitude. Even though you probably like, man, I'm tired of going to this job. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck and everything else or whatever. Start seeing yourself as a owner or entrepreneur, whatever it is that you want to do, or you want to be a supervisor. Start, how would you act? How would you act if you were at the level you wanted to be, and start acting on it, or and start having a positive. How to look at this from a positive perspective? What is it that I can gain positive from this situation, because I want to be better. I want to do better and everything. And you be surprised. But if you're going to have a bad attitude about it, like, oh, I hate coming, like I say, the universe going to keep bringing that stuff to you. And it's going to be at a low vibration. So it's like over here, we're all about the high vibes, okay? And that's all I have for you guys. And have a great Thursday. And I want to hear from you.